This video is brought to you in association with Funded Today. Funded Today helps startups to succeed, especially in the fast-paced world of rewards-based crowdfunding. Its creative, marketing and consulting services can multiply your Kickstarter or Indiegogo pledges. All the links for Funded Today are in the video description below. Let's get on with the show. Talk funding backstory. And today we are again with Ted and Tim from Sparklekits. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Guys,
Hello.
We'll just bring you back down to this part of the Kickstarter page. And this part here is how the tech works. And already you've mentioned that your company has developed a number of different patents, and you've a few patent pendings as well. And like in this GIF here, you're basically breaking down the different parts, or the modular part here. Can we talk about this section of the Kickstarter page, about how the tech works?
Of course. Actually, when you see the technology here, for the Sparklekit alone, there are more than 4 utility patents now, and we have already got some of the patent approved already, and we have more than 5 design patents. So a lot of technology has been used in Sparklekit, like the RFID technology. For this one, you can see this is the exposure diagram that you can see the interior of a puzzle, a very basic one. So you can see the magnet here, and you can see a lot of pogo pin. So the key design and the pattern point for this design, it connects vertical and horizontal electrical connectivity together in this way. So for Sparklekit, you can place all the puzzle on the table to connect in this way, or you can fold it into a box equipped so that the module can attach into it, and you can attach the wheels and other component to make it 3D. So that's very important.
Fantastic.
Yep.
And again, this is more explanation of what you've been talking about here. And
yes. Oh, this is the wheel. We have spent tremendous numbers of hours during the improvement of this wheel. This wheel is very small and compact, but when you look at the infrastructure and design of the wheel, you can see there are a lot of components inside. We have the injection molding part, the structural part, we have the magnet, we have the PCBA. So in the PCBA, for every module, we have the MCU there and the RS485 communication chips there. So each of the module can communicate with other and with the main module. So they are not just standalone. They keep communicating and talking to each other while we have the control MCU there. It controls the rotation, the power of the motor embedded inside the wheel. So they're very complicated, but yet very net and small size.
Fantastic. And you mentioned the PCBA. What does that mean?
Oh, the PCB. Printed circuit board assembly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not an engineer, so I didn't know what that is.
The circuit board.
The circuit board. It controls everything. Yeah.
Oh, it controls everything. And fantastic. And like it really is, since it's a nod towards the next generation of Internet of Things, whereas you say that the different components in the Sparklekit is really talking and communicating with each other.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yes. And again, that's another learning experience for the end user, which is children, to really help them come into this new age, which we're all entering. Yeah. I just like to look at this, and this brings us back onto the Kickstarter video at the top of the page. And this is like the number of prototypes you've went through is 7, but I think you're up until recently you've done actually 9
versions now. Yeah.
So you're constantly refining, constantly working, constantly improving the end product.
Yes, we still spend a lot of engineering hours to make it more user-friendly and more perfect for the design.
Yeah.
So we'll just move away from the whole technology side of things and bring it back to reality in a way, because let's just talk about the team. So the team is made up of Ted and Tim, who have been with me today, but there's also Mike as well. And I think it's really important for the Talk funders to know this is a core team that you have, and you've already done another successful crowdfunding campaign, and then this is your second crowdfunding campaign. This crowdfunding campaign is really the start of your STEM product. So let's just talk about the team and the elements of the team.
So first of all, Ted and Mike are friends for many years. Okay, so Mike now is stationed in Shanghai. Okay, so he's more specialist in the marketing side. Okay, he has his own company doing a lot of branding business. Okay, so because we are father, and especially I have a very little daughter, I want to give her a very special birthday gift during her birthday. That's why we all sit down together, because we don't think the current existing product on the market is good enough, because most of them use computer or use the cell phone to program it. We really don't want it. So finally, we comes up with the idea. We develop our own product. We solve the problem, and we solve the problem with the parents, mother or father like us, so that their kid can still also learn coding, but without the screen, and more hands-on, without any soldering, any wires, or any training lesson. No, they just use their bare hands to learn it and to try it. There's no right or wrong. They just try it, explore it, and unleashing their creativity. This is our purpose of this project.
Well, I think that's the best part of this interview so far. I think it's wonderful. It really is a unique selling point. One, it's like obviously the product, as we'll look at in a minute, is the very high safety standards, so the children are protected. But the other point is like we automatically think it's to do with screens. Learning is to do with screens. But you guys are going, let's move our children away from screens and bring it back onto the living room floor and tactile learning, but build the coding and build this whole new form of education into the product. Wonderful, Ted and Tim. It's really great what you've done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good. Let's just move on just to just to build on what we just spoke about. There is the long-lasting design and the environmental friendly aspect of it. So the long-lasting design is that because again, since your parents and your own children are going to be using these products, you're putting quality products into this. Is that correct?
Yes, for long-lasting design, all the chips and components you use are very high grade. We use very high grade and long-lasting electronic parts. And then for the case, you can see the appearance. They're very beautiful from injection molding. And you can notice that for our product, there is no screw being used. We use ultrasonic welding to weld all the modules together. So they are very robust and they last longer. And not only this, because we are keep developing and doing engineer of new module, because when you may be satisfied with the current Sparkle kit, but in the future maybe the kit are being bored with the current one, but you can always buy new module so that they can bring a new life to the existing Sparkle kit. That's why we call it long lasting in another end goal of view.
Wow, you see, this is getting really interesting. Let's just go back to the start of the backstory. Whenever we are looking at how you're building this to make it long lasting, and like you can keep, it's the idea of there's no obsolescence with your product. You can keep adding on to the modulars. In one sense, it's like you're developing Sparkle kits like along the logo model where you can just keep on adding new versions, new technologies.
The new module,
Fantastic, guys.
Communicate with the new module.
And earlier in the main interview, you were also mentioning, just to the side, about the you're going to bring along new product styles. Like say there was going to be a jungle. You'd move from this galactic adventure, and then there's going to be a jungle style. Is that correct?
No.
Because for little kids, for the galactic adventure, they can learn the solar system. I mean, the vocabulary for the solar system. But what if you want them to learn more, like a jungle? for example, a tiger, a lion, a gorilla, a giraffe, something like this. So they will learn it very easily by praying. So if you want to ask them to learn something like a dolphin, a tortoise, something like this, jellyfish, so they can learn new vocabularies through this different kind of chat box we can provide.
Wow, fantastic. I think it's a great, it's a great company. You're really going to develop it. There's so many, I think I'll be interviewing you this time next year with your new prototype and your next crowdfunding or Kickstarter campaign for the next product of Sparklekits. And I think that's wonderful. And just going back, is that the vision for the company for Tim, Ted, and Mike? Would you like to see the company develop along those lines where you're focusing? Are you going to focus on the STEM education and then just keep on developing products?
Yep.
Yes.
And the one that you've alluded to, just I know you probably can't say too much, but you're looking at, say, a jungle product which you can then bring into market. Maybe it even, you mentioned dolphins, so an ocean product. And again, I think what I love about it is, if the people, whenever they buy into this Kickstarter campaign, and they are already, they can then buy into the second one, or you'll be able to buy the modules to fit into the new product that you're developing. So you're not building an obsolescence, which is wonderful, which is a really underlying, really good theme going back to the standards that you talk about, is that there's a really sustainability model. So it's not just one use plastic. It's not just one use. You'll be able to use it again and again and again.
That's correct.
Fantastic, guys. So I think you'll definitely be back talking to me again sooner rather than later. So I'd just like to thank Ted and Tim from Sparklekits for a really enjoyable and informative talk. It's my really first venture into STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math products. Very exciting. So all the links for Ted and Tim's Sparklekits Kickstarter will be in the video description below. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you again. Thank you. Bye bye now.